Hello, Crafties. Hello, Crafties. I'm a little bit early. Um, Maybe I can take some time here and invite some friends. If you're awake right now, I know it's super early in the States, but here in Europe it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So trying to take advantage of the natural lighting here because, as you know, my lighting is really bad here in this studio. So let's see here. Um, I'm just inviting people here, so because I don't know if I'm stressed or if it's the flu, but I forgot to send you invitations for this live. I did it yesterday night, I think. So I know it's like super late to do that, but I will invite some peeps here and see if they show up or if you're awake. I'm just talking here a little bit before I'm starting here. So, as I was a little bit early today, so. What have you been doing today, by the way, if you're watching this? Did you have a creative day? Or like a little stressful day as I have today? I'm so happy doing these lives to take a break from the everyday things that I do and just meet you here, guys, so we can talk a little bit. It's a downside for working from home, that's you don't have any friends at work, so to speak. So I use you as my friends. Anyway, today we have an I think very important topic for this, and it is about what you should think about before purchasing cliparts. And there are several things that you should consider before you're buying graphics for your projects or products. And I will go through a few of them here. But maybe you have some ideas or thoughts about this too. I love to know. So, yeah. Are you familiar with buying cliparts online? Or is this something new for you? Or digital graphics? Just shoot me messages, I'm here to help you. So you can ask questions while I'm babbling and rambling around here. Okay. Well, for those of you that are new here, I'm Sandra, and I create small batch graphics to keep your designs unique. And by this, I mean that I create limited edition collections that are only available for a limited time or in limited quantities. But I also have a signature line or signature collection that is always available on my site, as I know that you get clients all the time and you have to snatch graphics right away. And the signature line is classic graphics that you can use all for a long time. They are not this super trending stuff that explode and then disappear. So I try to keep them evergreen. And that's my thought throughout Wallifyer as well, because I am a minimalist, Scandinavian minimalist, and I think we should be a little bit cautious about what we are buying, and we are consuming too much, I think, sometimes. So my idea here in Wallifyer is to create animal cruelty-free products, and that they are evergreen and you can use them for a long time, and that all my graphics are cohesive so they fit into your brand and your designs, because it's super hard and super annoying to find graphics from all over the internet to fit your style. So I try to make my graphics so you can combine them as well, all the packs. So no more, super bulging in mega packs and stuff like that. Try to think more strategically about your products, branding, and graphics. So this will help you also in your product lines and in your single products as well, so to speak. With collections, I don't mean a single pack. Many I know many creators advertise their new packs as collections, but in the case of Wallifyer, a collection is about 10 packs included in one. The premium collection that will launch, I think, in about a couple of days is a little different, because those packs are only available in very limited numbers, and that is from one of a kind packs to up to 10. So if you crave, very unique designs that are hard to copy, and you want to protect your best sellers with unique graphics, and you really feel that that is something that you have to work on, and it's important for your clients and for your shop, then the premium collection is for you. But I will add to the premium collection regularly. It will not be these huge product drops. So the premium collection is a little bit different. But anyway, I hope you're looking forward to that. I'm super excited and a little, always nervous, as I am. I'm a nervous person. But anyway, I will also excuse for my voice, because I've been sick for a very long time, and I lost my voice for a couple of weeks, and I'm getting back here. So I try to keep this quite short, so that my voice will have its time to recover. But anyway, I got my water here if something terrible happens. And yeah, just bear with me. We'll take this step by step here. So I have my notes as well, as I often forget what to say when I start rambling around. So, well, what to think about when you are purchasing new graphics. There are many things you should consider and make sure of before you make your decisions. And I want to talk a little bit about this, as I have met a few creators that are using cliparts that had run into problems, so to speak. So, hello, Macarios. I'm so happy you're here. It's fun to have other creatives here as well. Maybe you can shoot some information as well if I forget something. But anyway, before you purchase your graphics, you have to think about, is this graphic going to be a part of a single product or a product line? And by this I mean, if you're only doing like one product for a client or something, or if you are not at all into doing collections, and you are not at all interested in having a cohesive look or brand, so to speak, to your shop, then this might not apply to you. Hello, Alisa. Fun to see you. We're talking about what to think of when you're buying clip arts. So just shoot me questions if you have any. And excuse it for my voice. But anyway, then you have to a little bit check if the graphics that are included in the pack are sufficient for your needs. And that is like, if it's 6 graphics and you are going to create a whole collection, say of 10 pieces, 6 graphics are not going to cut it. Or it can, but you have to be sure it does. Because if you run into this problem that you have created 5 products and you have like 5 products more to create, and it's only included these 6 graphics and everything looks the same, then you run into problems if you are going to find similar graphics that look, exactly like that one. I think you get this. So just make sure that the shops you are buying from they have a cohesive style at least, and that the packs that you are purchasing includes enough graphics for your projects. And this is something that I had a really hard time with when I started years ago, when I started to create products for my own Etsy shop. It was ages ago, but I remember it so well. And I was so happy I found this wonderful pack, and I started to creating stuff. And in the middle of everything, I noticed, oh damn, this shop, they don't have any more graphics in this style or anything like that. So um, then the storefront started looking quite all over the place. But anyway, just be sure about that and check this and really think about this before you jump into buying stuff for your collections or products or designs. That's what are they for? How wide is your product line? Yeah, and if you're going to use it as promotional pictures and stuff like that as well, you have to make sure you have enough graphics for that too. So anyway, I think you have seen, if you're following me on my social feed, that I try to give some examples how to use the elements in social branding as well, because it's super easy to create products and a cohesive brand look if you're using the same style of graphics. So you can head over to my newly what should I say, Instagram. I had Instagram for ages, but I try to post daily, and I also started my new vlog there. So if you're interested in my vlog, you should go over to my Instagram and IGTV, by the way. Self promotion. Oh, anyway, um, yeah. And another thing that is quite important as well is if I just have to read here. Hello. If the commercial license are enough for you, or if there are any licenses, and what are these licenses, because it's super important to follow the licenses that you have got with your graphics pack. I know it can be tempting to push the limit sometimes when you're a newbie and you don't think that anyone sees or notices, and you only gonna sell 2 of them. And so, but the thing is, if somebody notices it, and you can get this storm on social media, and it's not a good storm. So to protect your business and protect yourself and your own worth, check those licenses and make sure that you are following them. And of course, sometimes we all make mistakes, and sometimes it happens, but at least if this happened, you have tried your best. And you can always contact the creator of your pack and ask for, if you have questions, or if you are uncertain, how to what you can do with the graphics. Because I know that it was super hard in the beginning to understand all the nitty-gritty of um, the commercial licenses, and I was so afraid just by reading them. And I have worked with maritime law, so to speak, so in my former life. So I know it's super scary. So make sure that the creator you are purchasing from, that you get answers from them, that they really answer your questions if you have any. And if they don't, and just disregard your messages and stuff like that, maybe you can find another creator that is willing to take the time and help you, because this is super important for all of us, as creators, of course, and also as sellers, because we can run into deep trouble if things go south, so to speak. So make this a super important thing. Read the licenses, and are the licenses really suitable for your products and what you are going to use it for. And if you have questions, ask them, and if you don't get answer, move on and try to find a creator that take you seriously, because this is important. So anyway, a lecture from me to you crafties. Well, yeah, I hope you bear with me as you say it, because today has been such a stressful day, so I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. But anyway, this I know, and this is important. And then the next thing that I want to give a heads up for you, and that's the sizing of the images. What size do you need for your product, and what size is the graphics in the pack you are going to purchase? It sounds so basic, but this is something even I have, we just get this pumped, wow, we're gonna buy these graphics, they're perfect, buy. And then when we start creating something, we realize that the images are too small, and it's not gonna work, because you cannot stretch graphics if they are raster. If they are vectors, you can stretch them indefinitely. But if you're using rasters like PNG and JPEG images, then you cannot stretch them too much, because they will end up blurry, and your customers or your loved ones receiving your blurry card will get a little bit annoyed. So anyway, make sure to check that. And if you're not sure about this pixel thing, there are converters on internet that maybe I can try to link it later on here, but that you can check how large they are in inches and centimeters. So you're really sure that you get the right graphics for your products. If you're going to create mugs, then you don't need that large graphics, of course. But if you are creating posters that are going to be quite large, then you cannot use small graphics like this, because it will just not work. And then you stand there with graphics. And the thing is, often when you have purchased your graphics, you cannot return them. If, of course, if something is wrong with the files, and the creator cannot correct it, and, then you have the right to get your money back, of course, but you cannot return digital files just because they didn't fit, or you didn't read the descriptions or the sizing of it. So be sure to check that, because it's an important thing, that too. And another thing is with watercolor graphics, that it's very often I see that watercolor graphics are very tiny in sizing. I've been deep diving myself, and taking classes now in graphic design with watercolors and stuff like that, and I have started to surf the internet a little bit deeper, and check on other shops, and look around and see what people are selling, and everything. Not for snooping like that, but just to get inspiration what to create for my projects. And I noticed that many have these really super small graphics that you can only use them for mugs and really tiny stuff. So make sure, if you're purchasing watercolor graphics, that they are really large. And of course, you can grab vectorized watercolors, of course, but will always be a loss of this watercolor essence, so to speak, as you get in vectors. You get these small little blobs that are the data file of the colors. And yeah, maybe I can show you in a video in the group what I mean. So if you're aiming for that super realistic, super watercolory thing, then often raster files are the best, JPEGs or PNGs, so to speak. But of course you can use vectors as well. It's not that, but it's a little bit harder to get that realistic stuff, you know. But just be sure to check the sizing of it. It's, yeah, let's put it like that. Okay. Oh, and another thing, be really, really aware of white borders around your watercolor graphics, because that is something I also have seen lots of. And when you take off the white background from the watercolor graphics or the picture, um, there might be white residues around the edges if it's not correctly done. And many creators, I say, that take this seriously, show the graphics on a dark background. Maybe not always in the previews in the shop, but if you ask, they can always send the file or an example how it looks on a dark background. But if you're only using it with white background or very light background, then this white border may not be this big issue. But if you are using it on this darker color background, which is very popular right now, for those, you know, Dutch cozy stuff, then this is a real issue. So make sure that no white lines around surrounding it. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you know, but there is a comedian in Sweden called called Kurt Olsson. He's always doing like this. So I'm doing like this today. Sorry. But anyway, I have multiple packs of my own that I purchased that have these white borders, and I cannot use them in several designs because of it. So it's quite boring, you know. But if you just, as I said, using it with white backgrounds, no problems. But anyway, if you want to stay, you know, have graphics that you can use for super many, you know, all over the place and everywhere and social and for customers and everything, check for those white lines. Okay. And another thing here that I put on my list today is, are the graphics trending or are they evergreen? And this might not seem like this huge issue, but think of it, because if you're creating, say, for a client that really wants this, he wants this or she wants this super trending stuff, okay, it's fine. The super trending stuff is perfect. But if you are creating products for your shop, of course you want to have some trending of products, of course, you know, those bling bling on the shelves that everyone just is drawn to. But if you want to not run yourself to death creating new stuff like all the time, forever and then you have to put some classical designs into your mix as well. And I should recommend that having like 20% maximum trending stuff and the rest of them classical. Then you can have time to really do your market research, and you can do all those things behind the scenes that you need to do, like answer emails, connecting with other creators, doing collabs and having lives and stuff like that. That classic designs sell over a long time. So think of your longevity of your products as well. And I think this all aims back to this being a little bit conscious about. Oh, Alisa, I didn't see your questions. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know, Alisa. Alisa says here that different sites have different licenses, and it's very confusing at times. And I know, as a seller myself, I sell on several platforms as well. And it's super hard. I know it's confusing for me too. So every time I get answers, I have to dive into those licenses and check and super check again, because they can vary. But most of them, I say, if you are a smaller business and not like H&M or, you know, this global business, most of the licenses are enough for, smaller or small business owners that doesn't sell 2,000 a day. But you have to be a little bit cautious with the print on demand licenses, because then I know these differ from sites to sites. And I try to make it super simple on my website, just to make it so easy that you can relax creating your products. And I have included most things like print on demand and everything, and quite high numbers of products as well. And but yeah, I know I hurt with you, because yeah. But I think those sites, they are so huge that they have to protect themselves in what should I say? They have these lawyers bashing on them what to do and need to do to protect themselves, and they have all these insurances, and they have cost for going after people that doesn't follow the rules. I do that too, of course, but it's another thing when you are a little smaller company, so to speak. I think you understand. I hope you understand my mumbling here. Do I make any sense here? Oh, I'm sorry. And yeah. Alisa, yeah, totally. I agree. Mm. If I don't see your questions right away, it's because Facebook, I don't know why Facebook Lives are so um, annoying sometimes, because it can take up to 10 or 15 minutes for me to get some of your questions. I try to refresh, but if I refresh too often, then they kick me out. So I'm sorry. Some days are better than others. Yeah. And yeah, I think we can move on to the next, so I can save my voice here, so we can go to the end with this. And the next thing is never to buy rip-offs. This might sound easy, and of course, no one wants to buy rip-offs. I know you don't want to buy rip-offs, but this is just like a general heads up, for everyone all over the world, totally new to clip art. Okay. um, it can be very tempting to buy clip art from those super cheap sites. Can I say that loud? Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. And there are also Facebook groups that share graphics and rip-offs as well. The thing is that it's not, if you want to get graphics, unique and beautiful graphics and stuff like that for a long time, then people will stop selling, those serious artists. They will move on doing something else if all their work is ripped off all the time, and people love those ripped off things. In the end, people will get tired. I hope you know what I mean here. And so, to protect this little wonderful sphere of creativity and open this space for new creative persons and people that want to live off their creativity also in the future, to protect this and make it a habit to only buy from the original artists. And many of the rip-offs, I don't know so much, because I never buy rip-offs, but I heard, this is like I heard my sister said, blah blah. But anyway, many of them are um, not good quality, because they have taken the graphics from the sites, and then they have extracted it with the help of different softwares from the pictures, the previews from the listings. And of course, there are people that steal the files as well and just sell them the original files as well. But just to keep this beautiful place of creativity and make it possible for people to live off their creativity and art, I think it's very important to buy from the artists. So I stop there, but I think you get it. Yeah. And there are only two things left here. I hope I'm not boring you to death here. But check the color mode of your graphics as well. And the color mode is something mysterious, many think, but it isn't that hard in the end. You should look for in the product descriptions, it should say what color mode it is, if it's RGB or CMYK. And depending on what you are going to use your graphics for, you have to choose the right color mode for you. And most graphics that sells on platforms like Creative Market and everywhere, they use RGB today, because RGB is made for primarily for screen use. You look at it in the screen and you can use it on social media and stuff like that. But as the internet has grown and we get used to using internet for everything, uh, many printing companies and print on demand services and stuff like that wants their graphics in RGB now. CMYK is for, this professional printing services that prints papers and magazines and stuff like that. But of course there are these scenarios when you need CMYK as well. So if you have a customer or client that wants to use your product or your design for anything special, then they should return to you with the right color mode, so you can make your decisions on how to design it or create it and everything. And if they don't know, then it's up to you, and say to them, I will create in RGB or CMYK, and they have to say yes or no to that. And that's the end of the story. So, and if you are like selling your designs on print on demand places like Printful and such, then you can always read their file. There are information of what files that you can send to them, and they are very detailed, so it's very easy in the end. Also, there are differences between designers as well. If you are really serious about creating graphics, then there are tips or kinks or magical stuff you can do while you're creating your graphics, so that the colors will not be that altered if you change the color modes. Oh, I know this is hard, but just to keep this simple, if you are not that serious in designing graphic designs and graphic images and such, then you don't think about this. You're just creating them in RGB or whatever. But if you're serious about it and creating graphics for other creators, then you know about how to do this the correct way. And you can ask this as well when you are buying or purchasing clip arts. Are these graphics made so you can convert them to another color profile, or are they not? And then then you can make your decision. So maybe I will go in depth with color modes and stuff like that. I will definitely talk about it more in depth in my upcoming class. I'm doing a video about it right now. But anyway, it's really important, because if you have, say, an image that is in RGB, mode, color mode, and you want to print it in CMYK or change it to, there are millions of color modes, then colors can change when you transfer them to different color modes, color modes. So blue can be quite different, and green can be quite, and yellow, don't talk about it, can change. So you know about it, and it's always good to do a test run as well if you're selling prints on print on demand shops, and you can often order examples or test prints so you can see if your graphics are looking great or not. Oh, I hope I didn't confuse you too much now. I think it's my flu that make me a little whoo. But anyway, yeah, and the last thing on my little agenda here is check DPI. Always use high resolution images for your projects. 72 DPI is okay to use if you're only using it for your screen or as social media posts or share them on social media. Yeah, look at it in the screen. But if you print it as 72 DPI, it will not look good. So, yeah, I think we're through now. Woohoo! I managed this. Anyway, yeah. Do you have any questions, or did I forget something? Do you have any ideas or something that is important to know? Have you experienced something that you was not, that didn't really go as planned? Yeah, it's really good, Alisa. Now it's popped up here again, your little comment. Thank you for commenting. She said, Alisa here, that she has different folders for her graphics. So if she buys from my site, for example, she has a folder for graphics from my site, and others from design bundles and so on. And that's really good to do. And you're super organized, I say. I try to tag mine. Try to use this bridge, but I don't like it very much. But I try to tag mine so I can see later on where I purchased it. Nowadays I mostly use my own graphics, of course, but in the beginning I did that. Does anyone else use the same procedure as Alisa? I think that's a great idea. And yeah, a really great idea. I know there are some programs where you can save graphics that are like Bridge, but easier, or I don't know, more friendlier versions of Bridge maybe, that you can use for this as well. And they also have font libraries, I think, where you can preview fonts without having to stash them all and have them uploaded on your computer. So I have to look into that because my computer is soon kapoofing here because I have so much fonts. I'm a font door nerd. But I think it comes with the territory, I guess. Yeah. Let's see here if I have remembered everything that I was supposed to talk about today. I've been I've been sick for so long that I really long for these lives. I really love to speak to you. So I'm so happy that I'm recovering and my voice is sounding at least. For those of you who wants to take my class, you will hear my crappy voice in one video, but I think it's okay. But my son said I sound like a man. So I have to see if I have to do like a voiceover or something. But in this early access, I will leave it be, so maybe you can say to me if I sound like a monster or a dangerous man or something. I don't know. It was really awful there for a while. But I'm so determined to finish this class very soon. And by the way, I'm working on I think I only have, I'm looking at my papers, five videos left, and then it's supposed to be ready. So this will be really fun. And for the new of you here, I'm creating a class about how to create printable quote arts using Canva, and it's the free version of Canva. So the software is for free, and I think Canva is a great way to start your graphic designing career, so to speak. It's super simple to use. And by the way, if you're using Canva with your clip arts, Canva requires RGB clip arts. So just so you know, I've been reading into all of this, so I'm sure what I'm saying in the class. So soon I'm really, nitty gritty about all the ins and outs and details about Canva. It was such a long time ago I used Canva. I used Canva when Canva was new. But then, of course, as you will see in the class, I create much of my promotional graphics in Canva because Canva is so easy, and I love Canva. So. But when you go to the depth of everything that you need to know if you're going to sell your designs, then you have to read on the fine lines, So if you have any questions about Canva, maybe I can help you. And of course, you should take my class. No. But anyway, you understand me, you know me by now. And I have this freebie I've been talking about, and I've been sharing it on my Instagram and on Facebook as well. And it's please correct me now, everyone that talks English for real. It's called krokus, krokusblomma in Swedish, but I think it's called krokai when there are lots of crocus, or am I wrong? Well, it's these crocus flowers, and they are inspired by spring, of course. For me, they are the essence of spring and Easter. And when all the crocus flowers bloom here in Mariehamn, where I live, I would take a picture and post it for you on Facebook and everything, so you see what I mean, because there's a sea of them. There's an alley in the middle of the town with all trees like this, and it's all purple, all the green grass beside this alley. It's fantastic, And I remember when I got married, my wedding decor was inspired by these beautiful purple flowers. So they are very special to me, and I hope they are special to you as well, and that you have these flowers where you live, of course. But it will be a free pack that I will share on my newsletter, a link, and the link will be available for you for I think a week, and then you can download it for free. But I will also list it in my shops and on other shops, but then they will cost so a price tag to them there. So it's really special for you on my list. So yeah. And yeah, I have this premium collection, but I talked about this in the beginning. It's a new thing that is coming now, and it's for those of you that want really unique designs without the work involved in ordering custom. You have to know what you want, and everything. So this is so close to custom made stuff that you can get graphics, and they are packs, so you can use them for collections and such. And they come with business licenses as well, as I guess they will be used for business use. So yeah. They don't have to, but I'm just guessing here. So But if you have any problems or you have any ideas or you think something could be easier on the site or with the products or anything, just shoot me a message, because it's hard sometimes to see those small things because it's so clear in my head what I mean. But I know it isn't always so. So if you have any problems or, think that something should be changed or anything like that, please let me know. I'm here for you, that's why I'm here. So, yeah. And I almost forgot the most important thing. And no, not the most important, but important thing. I will be running a secret, don't say anything, special flash sale on, I won't say anything more what it is or what products it is or anything like that, because I love mystery and fun. But it will be on, well, Valentine's Day. So check in on Valentine's Day so you don't miss it. And it's only for the Crafty Cafe group. Shh. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it, and I hope these little tips wasn't confusing you more than helping you. But if you have any question that pop up, or if you watch me on the replay, please shoot me a message. You can ask here in the comments, or if you don't want to ask them in the comments, you can shoot me a message, private message as well. I think you find contact, what do you call it? Contact things, buttons you can press in the menu, or otherwise you can watch for my little avatar head in the comments, and you can click on my avatar head and you should be able to PM me directly. And you can also PM, of course, to the Wallifyer Facebook page as well. So, and of course on my website and everywhere, but just so you know. So yeah, thank you for being here, and I'm so happy to be back, and I hope this was helpful for you. It was certainly fun for me to do as well. But take care now, and check the social feed here on the Crafty Cafe on Valentine's Day. Okay, bye bye.